Live from the downtown headquarters, the worldwide headquarters in downtown Bethesda, Maryland. This is Saturday night with Ray and Zach from the, what did I say? The worldwide headquarters.
Just keep saying it one more time.
I love our new studio. Could you grab my coffee for me?
So here's the deal, Pops. We're going to start tonight off with 3 things you need to know if you're going to buy a car in 2022. I'll walk you through what those are and get your reaction to them. Yeah, I come up with the ideas. They're based on things that I found today in the YAA community.
Okay.
And then I want to open up the phone lines. We haven't done a call-in show.
We have not, and we need to.
Maybe since we were in like Las Vegas.
Grade.
I don't know. Anyway, the phone number is going to be 855-587-2886, extension 4. Let me right now actually just turn this on Do Not Disturb for a second. We are not ready to take calls, so hang tight. If you're just
okay,
so give us a second here to
we'll give you all the time you need.
Just give us a moment.
Yeah, we're giving you a
way.
moment.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
So the 3 things you need to know if you're going to buy a car, Dad.
Yes.
In 2022.
Please share.
I'm going to jump over to the community forum to show you where they are. Community forum is popping off, by the way. Post 10 minutes ago, 11 minutes ago. There was one. Oh my, there's so many.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Popular hangout.
Service contract. This.
Okay.
First thing you need to be aware of.
Yeah.
Buying a car in 2022 is seeing stuff like this. The reason that I pulled up this from Hyundai of Bourne is because there's some pretty exceptional added on dealer markups. What I'm seeing here, Dad, is we have the selling price, which is the MSRP. That's that's good and fair. On a Hyundai Palisade, that's good and fair.
Yeah.
What you need to be ready for, what you need to know in 2022 is you're likely going to see something like this.
$1,599 appearance package.
You might see something like this.
What's the 1.1% sales commission?
They're up front. It's not a package. They're just upfront about the fact that they're making a 1.1% sales commission.
Yeah, but the commission comes from the gross profit in the deal. You don't.
They're just adding $400 of profit. All right, I'm okay with that for whatever reason.
What? What do you mean you're okay with that?
They're business, man. They gotta make money.
Shouldn't the dealer principal be paying the commission to the salespeople, not the customer? Isn't that a business expense, not the customer's expense?
All right, so that's another thing you need to know for 2022. Then, Dad.
Yeah.
Hyundai Platinum Warranty. They're charging $2,500 for that.
For the 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. But it comes with a 10-year, 120,000-mile warranty, doesn't it?
Hyundai. 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Okay.
The limited warranty bumper to bumper is 5 years, 60,000 miles.
Okay.
They are I don't even know how to describe this one, but this is what you need to be aware. These are the types of gimmicks you're going to see. And if I go back in the community forum, more and more stuff like this, Dad, this is what you need to be prepared for.
And then you have your platinum windshield repair or replacement.
Something.
Yeah, for
that one that's less egregious. What's egregious?
What do you mean it's less egregious?
Hear me out. This is the manufacturer warranty that they're then misconstruing as they're selling another warranty. This is the bumper to bumper that goes over the 5 year 60. But still, to me, it's confusing as hell to call it the Hyundai Platinum warranty when there already is a 10-year. Oh man.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you have the 5 years of windshield protection, and ladies and gentlemen, if I may be so bold, most of your insurance policies that you have on your cars have glass coverage. That's usually part of an insurance policy.
Then there was the Nano
with usually no deductible.
Yeah, the amount of times that people are kind of like, I've got my Amex card. That would come pick me up with towing. But we also have, an extended warranty. That also, it's nuts how many times you're like duplicitously
the
covered.
Nano protection, is that the ceramic paint protection of some kind?
$1,000 for gap and $700 for tire and wheel. So this is what you need to be weary of going into 2022. You start with a deal.
Yeah,
that's at MSRP.
Yeah,
and the reason I brought this one up in particular, Dad, is I saw some discussions amongst our experts on our team back on our internal Slack channel.
Yeah,
we're trying to compile more and more dealerships that are actually selling cars at MSRP.
Yes.
Issue is many of them tell you over the phone and email everything MSRP. Then you get to the dealership and you see this.
Yeah, you see the normal. What has become a normal business practice for most dealerships, which is to then charge their customers for various and assorted dealer installed stuff
Now
that
today,
they might
Dad,
not have asked
today,
for.
Dad, on the YA channel, we dropped right here on the channel. We dropped that video with Eddie, where we
Yes,
talked about his deal and how he
yes,
negotiated off the $5,000 additional dealer markup, the
yes.
market adjustment, and the accessories. So talk a little bit about if you were the customer and you came in and you saw this deal in front of you. You
Yeah,
were told over the phone, "Hey, it's going to be MSRP."
yeah,
You get there and it's this.
yeah.
Give us a little bit of coaching on how you would approach this, because this is what you need to know. This is number one of the evening, really, is, and number two as well. Number one is be prepared for products being sold on the front end. Number two is be prepared for MSRP over the phone, and then this in person. How do you then combat this? Also, let's talk a little bit about payment packing, because we see that going on over here to the left as well.
Well, but they're giving you a range here simply because they're not quoting a specific interest rate. So they might be using a generic
true.
rate of say 7.9%. And so
Fair.
yeah, so they're trying to give you a range because they haven't narrowed down the interest rate.
So walk us through how you're reacting to your salesperson and the sales manager when you see this.
Well, the first thing I would do is I would say, geez, do you happen to have a pen or a Sharpie? I left mine in my car.
Don't you have your magic pencil?
So that
Yep.
and that'd be the first thing I'd ask them for. And then I would take the Sharpie that they give you, and I'd go, okay, so this appearance package. What was the first one?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's got to go. I don't know what it is, but I know it's got to go.
And you know what's glorious about this,
and
Dad?
you know the commission that you want me to pay? Well, I don't know. I think the owner of the dealership should pay for that. So
Nitro tires,
yeah.
ceramic window tint, and 1 year membership to the wash tub. That gets you 1,600 buckaroos.
Yeah, no, my God. I go scroll down again. What does that include? Nitrogen tire fill, leather and paint protected.
Which is a little bit duplicitous over this.
Because it's right there again. So the first thing I would do, if it were me, is I would say, okay, out of all these packages, which ones are you prepared to give up? Because as the consumer, I'm prepared to give up every one of them.
Yep.
Okay, so as the dealer, which ones are you prepared not to charge me for? And if you're going to tell me, well, we're not going to sell you the car if you don't pay for all those things, then great. Here's your Sharpie or here's your pen. It's been an absolute pleasure looking at the vehicle and sitting down with you, but I'm not going to waste any more of your time, and you're not going to waste any more of my time.
Yep.
I don't mind you making a profit. I think you need to make a profit.
1.1% sales commission.
I'm not paying the sales. The dealer principal can pay the sales commission. If there's some items of some value and I think they have value, I would be more than willing to pay for them at what your dealer cost was. So I'd like to see the repair order, the internal repair order that reflects what the service and parts departments charged you for those items. But if you're telling me that none of these can go away, well, then I'm going away.
That is, like, I think one of the best ways that you can appear incredibly knowledgeable would be to say, I know there's a car shortage. I know you can, probably find someone eventually who's going to pay for all this stuff. I'm not going to be that customer. How about this? Show me the RO for putting these accessories.
The internal repair order.
Yep, the internal repair order to put these accessories on. Tell me what your cost is, and I'll meet you there. And honestly, that story that we did about Eddie, again, it was the video that dropped today on the YA channel. You had the magic pencil out. We were marking it up. You were marking up. And then fortunately, that was a deal where Eddie actually got them to negotiate down. I mean, he probably saved $7,000.
Well, yeah. Well, he saved $5,000 on the additional dealer markup that they tried to get, and then he negotiated most of the profit out of the dealer installed accessories. But really, to put on there the commission for the salesperson, that takes nerve. Yeah, ultimately, as the consumer, yes, you're paying the commission because you're the one that's paying for the car.
Yep.
But that's coming out of the dealership's profit. That's not something that's coming out of my pocket. That's part and parcel of my purchase price. You're not adding the cost of the commission to the salesperson to my purchase price, making that taxable. making that commission taxable several times. Once for when the customer, when the sales associate gets it, and once when you want me to pay for it and have to pay sales tax on that.
Yeah.
I have never heard of nonsense like that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you loud and clear. All right, Pop. Sorry.
It is, if I may, and
please.
And I rail on a lot of dealerships.
Yep.
Let me preface this by saying there are many dealerships out there that will do things the right way. Okay, that will look at things from the long-term perspective. As I said in a comment to somebody on the YouTube channel the other day, greed is not a business strategy. Okay, it's not a long-term
business strategy. Yeah.
If the one thing that I have seen more often than not is there tends to be a higher percentage of Hyundai and Kia dealerships that attempt a lot of this nonsense.
I got another one for you. You want to see it?
Is it a
look
Kia?
At this? Yeah. Look at this.
And
this is from Destin. Okay?
And maybe it's because Kia and Hyundai were considered lesser brands in the past and attracted people with sometimes less than stellar credit, and so the business practices were a little off kilter to a certain degree. But we hear of it more with Hyundai and Kia dealers than just about anybody.
So look at this. Hyundai Ioniq 5 Riverside, California markup breakdown.
Okay.
I've been calling around today looking for an Ioniq 5 Limited, either all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. I wanted to share what I found with everyone. I'm going to preface this story and let you know that Justin on our team, who does all of our writing about electric vehicles, he had a purchase order in hand for an Ioniq 5 from a dealership here on the East Coast, actually in Annapolis. Well, now you can figure out who it is. It's the Hyundai dealership in Annapolis.
There's only one.
And they told him. They said, we'll sell it to you at MSRP. But we're going to charge you, I think it was $3,000 or $4,000 in stuff. And he's like, nope, I'm out. And they got like, it was down to signing the contract. I mean, so they led him on to believe that it was going to be MSRP.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to sign the buyer's order, essentially, from afar. He's not in Maryland. They let him know. No, $4,000, $3,000. Anyway, as you probably know, Hyundai Palm Springs is the only place that sells at MSRP. They are very upfront that you'll be waiting 6 months to get the car if you're lucky. Many of the deals have been very upfront. Dealers have been very upfront about their markup due to the high demand and dealer add-ons. So here's what I discovered after getting to test drive one and walking away from what I considered a very bad deal. So here's Hyundai's.
Okay.
Riverside Hyundai, $7,500 markup.
Wow.
Wouldn't negotiate. Peddler Hyundai, $6,000 markup. Harbor Hyundai, $5,000 markup. Bob Baker Hyundai, $3,000 markup. And it seems no dealer add-ons.
Wow.
Win Hyundai, $10K markup, no negotiations. Ridiculous. Ontario Hyundai, $8K markup, $3,000 adjustment, $5,000 in add-ons.
Yeah.
And Palm Springs Hyundai, MSRP, no markup, seemingly good interest rates.
Wow.
So to your point, yes, Hyundai dealers are kind of...
It just seems that their business strategy is greed. It's just out and out greed. And oh my God, I just wish more dealers would adopt a longer term view of things and worry about finding and keeping customers. It's cheaper to keep your existing customers than it is to go out and replace them with new customers. And if you're going to charge people $5,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 over MSRP, or you're going to force them to buy $3,000 or $4,000 worth of dealer installed stuff that the customer doesn't want or doesn't see any value in, well, you're not hoping to continue having a relationship with that customer beyond the original sale. And in most cases, a customer that agrees to that would never come back to you for anything. And the only thing they might ever come back to you for is warranty work and nothing else. So yeah, you made a lot of money in the short term, but in the long term, you've lost this person as a customer. God knows how many of his friends, relatives, neighbors, and family members he's told, yeah, they ripped me off. I wouldn't do business with them.
Mm-hmm.
at least in my world, and I, maybe I live in a fantasy world, but I don't know. But in my world, that's not worth losing a customer. I would rather be able to sell somebody multiple vehicles in their lifetime because they want to do business with me than to sell them one vehicle and have them hate having done business with me.
Absolutely. All right. So just a friendly reminder, in about 5 minutes from now, we're going to open up the phone lines. The number is 855-587-2886. We're excited to hear from the community. Extension 4.
Yeah.
We're excited to hear from the community what deals you're getting, what deals you're not getting, what's going on in your area. And if you have any information that can help other people in the community, please share it with us.
Yes.
We'll open that up in just about 5 minutes. Now, Dad, the other thing that you need to be aware of in this market comes
Yes.
on the trade-in side / sell my vehicle side. I picked up earlier today.
Yeah.
Toll-free call. Thank you. About
Yeah.
5 minutes. I got a new iPhone. Okay.
Wow.
My
Beautiful.
thank you. It's got a green case. Picked up my new iPhone. Oh, green case on the green screen doesn't work so well. Anyway,
No.
I got my new iPhone.
Yeah.
I traded in
Yeah.
my old one.
Yeah.
And I actually read the damn contract that I was signing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was interesting. It was fascinating because I actually, on the fly there in that moment, went on eBay and typed in for my old iPhone what I could sell it for versus the promotional offer that they had. And their offer was great. I'm now locked into a 3-year contract, so it makes plenty of sense why they did it.
Yes.
But I couldn't beat. But it was fascinating that in that moment I was doing a trade-in.
Yes.
And it clicked for me. That's the other environment that I think as consumers we experience trading something in. It's important if you're buying a car in 2022 that you understand what your vehicle is worth. We've got a great post here from Scott that I thought was worth pulling up to kind of solidify this.
Okay.
I joined YAA recently, and thanks to YAA, found a Toyota dealer in the great state of Florida willing to sell me a Toyota 4Runner for MSRP.
Wow.
If you had your headphones on, I'd play the round of applause.
Yeah.
My wife and I reserved a Luna Rock black interior 4Runner only to change our minds about a week later. We were lucky to change to a white beige one they had coming in at the end of the month, so all good. However, it turned out our Carvana offer I had on my existing 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee expired, and when I went to renew it, it was about $4,000 less than 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yikes. I explored Carmax, Vroom, and AutoNation. Turned out AutoNation's website was giving almost the same amount as Carvana was originally. And here's the thing. AutoNation is a company I was buying the Toyota 4Runner from, AutoNation Toyota in Fort Myers. My long-winded question is, I had already told the dealer it was a clean deal, and now I'm wondering how I can make up the $4,000 loss without taking them up on their offer, automated website, and emailing me and all that fun stuff. But my point being here, you got to stay on top of the trade-in value of your vehicle.
Yes.
Now, obviously, in that case, it didn't work out particularly well for Scott. Dropped $4,000 with Carvana, but he ended up netting out A-okay. But that's the other thing to be really aware of this year is the car that you own is worth a lot. That's the leverage you have to negotiate in your deal.
And trust me, the dealership is going to try and steal it from you. That's what they want to do. Because if they have to go get a car at the auction, they have to overpay and they have to outbid somebody else. And so their first crack at trading your car is they're going to try and steal it from you. They want to get it for as little money as possible. That's the point in the transaction where the store's goal is exactly the same as the customer's goal. The customer
spend as little money as possible.
Well, the customer wants to buy the new car for as little as they possibly can. And the dealership, conversely, wants to buy the customer's trade-in for as little as they possibly can.
Yep.
The idea behind it is that everyone is adult enough to understand that there should be some compromise between all those numbers that will work for everybody. So that you shouldn't expect, if you're the dealer, to overcharge dramatically for the new car and then undercut the real value of the trade-in. So yes, if you're a consumer and you have a trade, you need to have some idea as to what your trade is worth prior to dealing with another dealer. And if you get a Carvana quote or any of those quotes, they're typically only good for a week. So sometimes they'll actually go up in value.
Yep.
Other times they might go down in value. I feel bad for Scott.
Yeah, but he ended up working out A-okay. We've got from AG here in the chat. Does the YA website have a list of states that give you tax savings on trade-ins? We do indeed. I'm coming here to our trade-in tactics for success. If I scroll down, we've got vehicle trade-in sales tax benefit. So I'm going to pop this right back here in the chat, and we have the list of states right in that paragraph right there. So if you live in California, Washington, D.C., Hawaii, Kentucky, Michigan, Montana, Oregon, and Virginia, you get no sales tax benefit when you trade in your vehicle. In every other state, you could get a cheaper offer from the dealer on your trade-in, and it will actually net you more dollars in your bank account because of the sales tax basis benefit.
Yeah, the trade-in, when you look at the trade amount plus the tax savings, that's the net value of your trade.
100%. All right, let's answer a couple chat messages, and then we're going to open up the phone lines here. And
Okay.
actually, here I haven't multitasked like this in a while, so you got your headphones?
Okay. I do have my headphones. You know I can't put them on, but I have them.
Yeah, you got them?
Are you kidding? Well, that went relatively easily. If I blow up, ladies and gentlemen, it's only because I had an internal sneeze and not an external one. Why don't I hear it?
1 second. Oh, yep, we can't hear ad-libs. Sorry about that, Pops.
What kind of board operator are you?
Not a very good one.
You're a BORED operator?
Well, wait. I think if I add... No, I got it there.
What kind of nonsense is that?
Sorry, Pops. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to open up the phone line.
Yeah.
Let me turn...
It's going to ring right away.
I hope so.
People are just dying to call in.
All right, so let me do that there. Then let me do this here. And then while that's up, it's going to cover our face. We got Miss Kimberly Klein here with us.
Yes, she is.
Glad she's feeling better.
The F and I goddess, or as somebody thought I said, the effing goddess.
Yes, Kimberly is not the effing goddess.
Look at that. There's the phone.
Hey there, you're on with YAA. What's your name? Where are you from? What can we do to help?
Hey, how you doing? This is Tom. I'm calling from Wyoming, and
hey, Tom.
I have all my adult life lived in big cities and bought new cars from dealers in big cities. And since I retired, I've moved to little old Laramie, Wyoming, that has one Toyota dealer, one GM dealer, one Jeep dealer, and one Ford dealer. And I've bought a couple of cars from the Toyota dealer since I moved here. And I found that they were the best dealers I've ever dealt with in my entire adult life. And I don't know, it's just because it's a small town and I got the best deals. Do they have lower overhead? Am I more likely to get a better deal on a car in a small town versus, living in a big city with other dealers competing with each other?
My answer to that would be yes, but it would be yes in the sense that in a small town, dealerships typically are not owned by. Where are you going? Not owned by.
Was ringing.
Oh, dealerships are not owned by big conglomerates in the small towns, so it's typically a local person that owns the dealership. He's part of the community, and he can't afford to have a reputation within the community of being a greedy thief. So I have found in my experience the small town dealers really know their community. They know their customers. They're very concerned about keeping their customers, and they recognize the value of a customer. And once you get into the larger cities, it's more dog eat dog and more of these crazy tactics that dealers use to try and to try and lure customers into their dealerships. And you got to do something about that iPad there, buddy. Jeez, my board operator is really having a tough time tonight.
And he's tech savvy.
Not enough, Tom.
Apparently not. Yeah.
My iPad keeps ringing. All right.
Well, turn the damn iPad off. Power it off.
I don't know how.
Stop it.
Tom, do you happen to know how to turn off an iPad?
You hold the power button down.
Yeah, that's right. Just hold the button down and wait.
Okay.
Oh my God. Thank you for helping my son out.
So,
Now,
I mean, is a dealer in a small town have a remarkably less overhead than a dealer in a big city does?
well, typically they would, because the cost of the land, in order to have a dealership, the property itself is a lot less in a small town than it is in a big city. The cost to advertise and market and things like that is a lot less. So yeah, typically their expenses are a lot lower than they would be in a bigger town, big city.
And is
And
and that's the main reason that I can get a better deal on a car?
Yeah, typically, yes, you can. The problem is that their allocations are usually going to be less than some of your big city dealers, so they might not be able to get as many cars or get their hands on as many cars as the bigger dealers. But their cost of doing business is less for them than it would be in a large city. For instance, dealerships that are actually like the Mercedes dealership in New York City or the BMW dealership in New York City, they are not owned by individuals. They are owned by Mercedes
Those are
and by
factory stores.
BMW, because nobody in their right mind can afford to actually have a Mercedes dealership in Manhattan or a BMW dealership in Manhattan. It's just too expensive. So the factories do them on their own.
So does a dealer in a small town pay less for
No.
their
Everybody
cars
pays.
wholesaled?
Everybody gets wholesaled the same amount for the car. It doesn't matter, but it's just the rest of your expenses are less in a small town.
Gotcha. And I had excellent service from the salesman, and I was in and out of there buying a new car in like 2.5 hours.
Wow,
That's
very
great.
good. Yeah, but that I think is, when I used to manage a Nissan dealership outside of Atlantic City in the late '70s through the late '80s. I knew all the customers. They all knew me. It was a small town. You had to take care of your customers. You couldn't just be taking advantage of them. It's just the word would spread.
And by the way, it just went by the Ford dealer here a couple of days ago, and they have zero inventory on their
Oh my
lot.
goodness!
It's
Yeah,
just, it's shocking. The showroom is empty.
yeah. No, that's the other thing that's part and parcel of business today.
Place an order though, $1,000 rebate when the
Yeah.
car comes.
Yeah, he likes his Toyotas.
Hey, well, Tom, thanks for being a part of our community, and thanks for your advice with the iPad. I think we're in good shape on our end, and hopefully you are too.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yep.
All
Have
the
a great
best.
night.
This is fun. I mean, the iPad giving me a real pain in the tuchus.
Yeah.
855-587.
2886 extension 4.
I could only find 2 states within a 700-mile radius that would work with me at MSRP. Wow.
It's
Yeah,
hard.
Hyundai's really.
Yeah.
They need to send out some more memos.
Yeah. Not that the memos do any good.
All right, we will. In the meantime,
Yeah.
we'll do that so we can hear.
Doing what?
We've got here from Marissa.
Yeah.
I had a weird thing happen at my dealership. Oh, we're getting phone calls. Hey, you're on with YA. What's your name? Where are you from? And what can we do to help?
Oh, hey guys. Hey, my name's Troy.
Hey, Troy.
South Carolina.
Troy from South Carolina. How are you?
Hey, doing well, doing well. Thanks for taking my call. I have, I'll be taking delivery of a 2022 F-150 in about a week or two.
Okay.
So yeah, ordered it in December and got a price on it and everything. The window sticker that showed up a couple weeks ago when they built it is $2K more than what I signed for.
Okay.
So, we didn't talk about it. I went in there today to have them look at my trade, but the guy didn't bring it up. And a couple weeks ago, I heard you guys say if the manufacturer changed the pricing during the order, I may be obligated to pay that. What's y'all's thoughts?
I can only tell you how I handled things at the dealerships that I worked at. We would agree to a price on an order. And that price was subject to any price increases that there might be from the manufacturer. So in other words, if the manufacturer suggested retail price, say, was $60,000 when we ordered the vehicle, when we sat down and we negotiated the deal and we ordered the vehicle, and from the time we ordered it in December to the time that it was produced in March, they had raised the manufacturer's suggested retail price by $400 or $500. Well, that would be passed on to the customer, because the price, and it wouldn't, and I wouldn't pass on the retail price increase. I would pass on the wholesale cost increase. Okay. So that was the way I did it. That was the way it was stipulated on our buyer's orders and our deposit sheets that we had customers sign when we took an order, because we couldn't control whether or not Mini would decide during the course of a model year to have a price increase on their vehicles. Sometimes they did. In most years they didn't, but there were times when they did. Now, it seems to me that a $2,000 difference in price is a tad much. I don't recall seeing anything anywhere
I'm
where
going to
Ford
open
raised
my.
their prices, their
Was this-
MSRP.
What,
It's
Yeah.
an F-150.
it's an F-150.
Yeah,
That's right.
2022, I'm assuming.
That's right. Yeah, 2022. We signed the
That's dealer.
So what I did find, I found that the sheet they gave me is basically the basic printout with all
Yes.
the add-ons, but the base price for a 4-door XLT model, 5.5 foot bed, 4x4 was like 44 and some change. But now it's 46. The base price on the window sticker that's coming in, it says 46 and some change. So the guy gave me pricing in December for 2022. So they've changed the pricing like a couple months into them building them. It's kind of not quite sure how to handle it when I go to.
The manufacturer always reserves the right to change the MSRP of the vehicles. I mean, Tesla does it weekly almost. But Tesla, once you place the order, they will price protect you. I don't know that Ford will price protect you. So it very well might just be up to the.
Here you go.
Ford
Hang
dealer.
tight.
Okay, wait a second.
We need a hearing aid mode for when you got headphones on, because you can't. Wait, let me press a button. 1 second. Can you hear me now, Pops?
Just
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm just making sure. So here you go. You actually have on the community forum from Kirk. This was a month ago.
yeah.
Ford F-150 prices increased $1,500. But if you ordered your truck before February 15th, you can relax, is what he said. So this is interesting to see right here. I mean, so
sorry, could you repeat that?
We've got on the community forum here that Ford increased their prices $1,500 on the F-150. It's an article that links back to Autoblog. But it says that if you ordered before February, buyers who placed an F-150 order on or before February 14th will be spared, the upcharge. The memo making clear 2022 model units invoiced prior to February 15th, 2022 will not be re-invoiced. Honestly, I would say...
So his vehicle wouldn't have been invoiced prior to February 15th. It gets invoiced once it's built. So if it was built after February 15th, it would be at the higher price.
Yeah, it was built just the 20th, March 20th. So yeah.
So now, if it were me, I would see if I could get the dealer to just work with you and charge you the difference in the wholesale cost. Because there's probably 8 or 10% margin in that, so you could save a little bit of money, but not a lot. But yeah, the orders were always subject to manufacturer price increases. At least when I ran dealerships, that's how I ran them, because I didn't want there to be any surprises. And if there was a price increase, we would always let the customer know well before the car was due to come in.
Yeah, I kind of asked him if if he looked at the paperwork or anything. He said he hadn't even looked at it. He just got the same email I did. You know, it was coming in. It was being shipped.
Wow.
So,
Well, apparently
Yeah.
Ford raised the prices, the MSRPs, on February 14th. That was their Valentine's Day gift to
all right.
to
Thank you.
customers. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Troy, let us know how you make out.
Yeah, sure will. Sure will, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a
Good
good
luck
night,
to
Troy.
you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, let's take the headphones off for just a second. We are still taking phone calls. 855-587-2886, I think is the phone number. But I want to just pull up Core Guy. Gave us a nice super chat, which we
Core
always
guy,
appreciate.
thank you.
Thank you for this. Bought a 2022 CX-5, Mazda CX-5 Premium 3 weeks ago. Got offered $13,000 for our trade-in. I said Carmax is offering 17, give us 16 and you have a deal. They said yes in 3 minutes.
Wow.
So to your point about stealing a trade.
Yes. Yeah. Because what I taught you years and years and years ago is make their money when they buy their cars. So they want to buy it as cheaply as they possibly can, so that they can maximize their profit. So yes, the used car manager was attempting to steal your trade, Core Guy, and realized that he couldn't, and he would rather pay a little more to make sure he gets the trade than to have to go to an auction and bid on crap.
All right, let's run through the chat. Let's do it's 7:36 p.m. here on the East Coast. We're going to run through the chat for the next 5 minutes, okay? There's so many good comments in here.
Okay.
Country Moose Jamboree.
They're my favorite.
Good afternoon, Rainzak. And I saw another comment earlier about Lithia as well. Heard you mention big companies owning dealerships in larger cities. Lithia owns a local dealership which promises to sell at MSRP. Is this trustworthy?
Well, it depends upon whether or not there's thousands of dollars of dealer installed accessories that they say you must take.
And they probably just bought that dealership relatively recently, would be my guess.
I mean, I don't know if they did, or I don't know which dealership it is, but Lithia is a growing public group.
Prime interest rates currently, I think we saw used cars, the average interest rate on a used car right now is around 8%.
Yeah, when we did by the numbers.
By the numbers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would be prime, right? Or would that be, I guess, I don't know. It's hard to say based on what Auto News gives us. But
I think you go to like Bank Quote and you can get an idea of what the various rates are, the average rates are.
For here from Catherine, always good to see you here with us, Catherine. We got quoted 0.02% under MSRP for an Infiniti QX60 2022 from TrueCar. And we thought that was a good deal. Went to the dealership and they said they didn't have that same offer we got. Why? Nothing against Catherine. This is nothing against you. TrueCar is the stupidest thing in this market. It's the stupidest thing.
TrueCar is a lead
TrueCar is
generator.
and a bad one at that. They just set terrible expectations.
Yeah.
The rest of it, we were pulling this up earlier. I had a weird thing happen to me. Dealership sold me a brand new truck, never transferred my plates or financed the taxes. 8 months later, I go to the DMV, truck not registered, $3,000 in taxes.
Wow. Where did you buy it? Out of state, in state?
You ever heard anything like that?
Did you pay cash? If you paid cash, then oftentimes, if you're an out of state buyer
Yep.
and you pay cash, the dealership doesn't have to collect the sales tax and doesn't have to do the motor vehicle work. They could give you a drive out plate and tell you you're going to have to pay the sales tax when you register your vehicle yourself in your home state. But that's typically only when you pay cash, because if you're financing it, the dealership's obligation is to make sure that it gets titled and registered so that the bank
isn't on
that has
yeah.
the lien can get their hands on the title, listing them as the lien holder.
This is from Maddie. Thanks, YAA. You helped me. Thanks, yeah. Let's do. Yeah.
Thanks,
You helped me with my recent purchase, 2019 BMW 650i. Had pre-approval for 1.5% interest from a nearby credit union. Negotiated the OTD first, something I had learned from you. You will be tonight's first.
Ray Shafska
There it
stamp
is.
of approval.
We've got Rico here. Thanks, Zach and Ray. I got a great deal on a 2022 Kia Stinger GT line with the red leather seats and 15
very cool.
speakers.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Iris wants to know how you can negotiate with Carmax.
you can't.
And part of the reason people go to Carmax is
It's
because
because you can't.
I was talking to someone recently and they said to make businesses succeed because they're two out of these three things. They're either better, they're
Yeah.
cheaper, or they're faster.
Yeah.
Carmax is not cheaper.
No,
they're
but
better, they're
they're-
faster.
yes.
At least that's what they hope to do.
Yes, that's what they're trying to do.
William here. Hi, guys. Love the show and longtime follower. Thanks for being here. Understanding the importance of getting a PPI. Do you or anybody have experience with Car Checks Company? They provide car inspection service locally. Can you comment? CarChex is a
Warranty
warranty
company.
A,
Yeah, they sell warranties. I don't know that they provide inspection services.
I'm not sure if they provide inspection services. I
So-
will mention, this is kind of like a worthy time to bring this up. If you are interested in buying a vehicle service contract and extended warranty, if you purchase an extended warranty through YAA, we will pay for your pre-purchase inspection. So we actually have a partnership with a company called Lemon Squad, but you can get a pre-purchase inspection done by anyone, anywhere. So if you come in here and you've got a 2019, whatever it is, oh my, this is about to be expensive.
BMW 4 Series. How could that possibly?
It's about to be a
expensive?
big number.
Yeah. Well, sure.
Let's wait. It's
I'm
loading.
waiting. It's so big it doesn't want to spit it out.
It must be
Yeah.
quite large.
Yeah.
So out of this, let's say you had to get a pre-purchase inspection, or you should get a pre-purchase inspection done on it, we'll pay for that. Our markup built into this $71.93 is $500, so we'll pay for your pre-purchase inspection. So anyway, that's food for thought if you are in the market to buy an extended warranty and if you need to get an inspection. TSF Marlowe's. What's up, guys? Love your informative videos. It helps when I go and deal with the dealership. I know what to look for. Keep up the great job. Go YAA.
Well, thank you.
And this is from Danilo. Are you guys answering questions?
Danilo.
I need help deciding between a new Highlander XLE for $43,000 or used 2019 for $35K with 20,000 miles.
Let me help you. You go with the new one. It's only $8,000 more. It's 3 years younger. It doesn't have any miles on it, so it's under a full factory warranty.
Yep, exactly. I would go
Yes.
with the new one.
Yeah.
John, I see your chat message here. We can totally do a video where we dive into the extended warranty. I know a lot of people aren't interested in buying the extended warranties, so I'll save that for another time. Definitely check out the page, though, or Google search it,
Yes.
and you'll get a lot of information there. Toyota allocations. Can you talk about this for a second? Man, because we do have some insights.
Well, Toyota allocations are somewhat limited right now.
Somewhat limited is the most PC way.
Okay, so there's a shortage of
There's no effing Toyotas.
okay, that's one way to put it. And
We had a
and-
sales
and-
manager of a Toyota dealership on the show. He said, you know,
Yes,
there's no-
yeah. I mean, it was one of the larger Canadian Toyota dealerships. For instance, if you're interested in the new upcoming Sequoia Hybrid, as one of Toyota's largest dealerships in Ontario, they're getting one for the year. One. So there'll be one lucky Ontarian that will be able to buy that vehicle. But otherwise, it's very difficult to get your hands on Toyotas. At the moment.
Hey, you're on with YAA. What's your name? Where are you from? And if you can, mute us in the background.
Hi, my name is Glenn. I'm from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Glenn, how are you?
Good. I just wanted to let you know of a success story with a Kia dealership.
Yeah, no, please share the good news.
Yes.
I bought a Kia Soul GT line. They wanted $1,000 markup. And I got that knocked down to MSRP. And then there was a $500 rebate. But then the rebate went away because I had to wait 3 weeks for the car to come in. But the dealer felt so bad, he took another $500 off the car. So I got the car for $500 under MSRP. Took very good care of me, didn't force any accessories on me, and out the door I went. So very
Well,
happy.
Glenn, I need to ask you one very important question.
Yes, sir.
What is the name of that dealership?
That dealership is Blaze Alexander Kia in
And-
Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
One of our cousins was born and raised in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. So very cool. So Blaze Alexander Kia in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Very good.
Very good.
I'm glad that we could share that information with the audience tonight, with our community. And congratulations to you. That deserves the second Ray Shefska stamp of approval of the night.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thanks for calling in, Glenn, and thanks for being a part of the community.
Okay, good night.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Good night now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
There you go. So if
Yeah.
you're in the
Yeah.
great state of Pennsylvania or New
Yeah.
Jersey, an option for you if you're looking for a Kia might be
Yeah. If you want to go to Williamsport, and do it when the World Series is not in play.
Yeah,
It won't be quite
the
as
Little
crowded.
League World
Yeah.
Series. Yeah. Sonny here, appreciative of your channel. Lots of great content. Enjoyed the dynamic between you guys. We've been practicing.
Yeah, well,
We're getting better.
it's been going on for 2.5 years now. Man,
Hey, you're on with YAA. What's your name? Where you from? Most importantly, what can we do to help?
Hey, this is Daryl. I'm down here in Houston.
Hey, Daryl, do you mind muting us in the background?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
You're
That's
all set.
okay.
How can we help you, Daryl?
So I'm weighing buying a car for my stepdaughter as a new college student. And I see on your videos where you keep saying, you know, if you don't have to, wait. But do we have any sense of what it's going to look like 6 months, a year from now? If I wait, am I going to have to pay a lot more in 6 months?
You might.
Okay, so we have, I don't want to say we have slightly differing opinions on this, but I'm a bit more forceful on it, Daryl. I don't see anything that says it's going to get any better. And so I think that paired with inflation means buying a car yesterday, only if you have to buy something this year, buying a car yesterday makes more sense than buying it tomorrow.
Okay.
And I agree with that. You know, our big thing is if you don't need to buy a car, don't stay out of the market. But if you absolutely need to buy a car, it'll probably be cheaper today than it will be tomorrow, and tomorrow it'll be cheaper than the next day. There's nothing that seems to be going on in the world at the moment that would indicate that we're going to have any major influx in new car inventories, which would help drive used car inventories. And the Fed has already raised interest rates once, and they said they're going to every 6 weeks. So that's going to impact buying power.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
So the Fed is saying that they're going to raise rates, I think, either 6 or 7 times this year. So between the war, between the earthquake in Japan that has shuttered 80% of Toyota's production and some of Mazda's production, between the pandemic, the chip shortages, there's nothing on the horizon right now that says, hey, it's all going to be better in 6 months. There's nothing that would indicate that. And as long as there's new car shortages, then the value of used cars should continue to go up, which means they're only going to get more expensive over time.
Okay. That answers that question.
Well, and if you're going to go ahead and go do it, definitely check out the forum. You know, if there are people in your area who have bought similar cars, or, you know, you need some advice and things like that, that's definitely the place to go. Or hell, that could be the gift for your stepdaughters. Get her a YAA membership, and what's the saying? I keep screwing up. Catch the fish for the man, and he's
teach the fish how to catch the man. And no, it's the other way around. Yeah, teach the
I
man
wish
how
it was
to
that
fish.
simple with her, but
well, then we just wish you luck on that end of things.
okay. Thanks for the advice, guys. I appreciate it.
Have
Not
a great
problem.
night, Daryl.
Thank you, Daryl. Thanks for calling
Bye.
in. Yeah, teach the fish how to catch a man.
That would be something, man. 855-587-2886. So I agree, the extension form when you call in. I agree with you 100%. I will say that, like, you can still get deals. Like Eddie's example in today's video, we see Glenn, who just called in a second ago. Deals are always relative.
A deal is a relative term. Okay, they're not deals like they were 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, but I think we're fine. You're on with YAA. What's your name? Where you from? What can we do to help?
What's up, man? This is Antonio. I just want to call in. I'm a long-time listener. This is actually an interesting channel. I have my own channel that I do a lot of financial talk called Tone Talk. I have
Tone,
two things I was going to say. The first thing I was going to say is one of the things I think that is missing in this discussion, and, you know, I know you don't like to deal with politics. Your father introduces it sometimes. But there's a massive influx in the amount of wealth that white America was given between Obama and now. And I think that one of the things that we see is it almost doubled white wealth. So we don't see a natural reaction to supply and demand as we would if things were flat. So a lot of times your father talks about what it was in 08. Well, in 08, white America had about $50 trillion. They now have $127 trillion. So you have a retirement white wealth class that has a lot of wealth that they can give their children. And I think we're seeing that in the market. Now, I just introduced that as a concept because I think part of what we're seeing is that people are not reacting in a way where they don't have money in savings. They're actually using these lower interest rates just to not use their savings up. And that's one thing. But the second thing is a question I have to pose to you guys. Do you guys see do you guys see a possibility that because they took the heated seats out and the different things out, that people that have an older car, like an 18 or a 19, won't buy a new car because it doesn't have better features?
So thanks for calling into it. I don't think that the chip shortage impacts on new car features are gonna be the driver of why people won't buy new cars. I think it's so much more expensive, and you're sitting on an asset that previously depreciated that now has appreciated. I bet you those people just hold on to them for that reason. Like, it's like we say, if you don't need to buy a car, don't buy a car.
Yeah, and truth be told, for instance, like in my Mini, I mean, it has so many features. I don't know how probably 90% of them work. So and there's probably any number of chips that they need to make all those features work. So the only one that would bother me is if you told me I couldn't have my heated seats in the winter. But
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. If I have a car with heated seats, that's enough to make me not buy a new car. Right?
It might be. I mean, listen.
Yeah, but
let me finish. I'm also old enough to remember when it was okay that my ass was cold.
Yeah.
When I
Can't
was
curse.
driving.
Can't curse on live streams.
That's not cursing.
Ass is a curse word. You just made me say
ass
it.
is an ass.
It's a curse word.
It is not. My goodness gracious. So my point is that for the longest time I was able to drive without having heated seats, and I suppose if I had to again, I could. It's just I've grown accustomed to not having to.
Well, then again, thank you guys so much for allowing me to speak. But I'll just say that going backwards is something that we have not dealt with for 20 years. We've been going forward. So it's just an interesting concept of whether a reversion in technology can keep somebody from actually buying a new car.
And my suspicion is that there's a small percentage of people that wouldn't buy if some of those features weren't available. But I think the vast majority of people would just say, okay.
Hey, well, Tone, thanks for being a part of our community.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling in. Have a good day. All right, here's the deal.
Yeah.
We got a super chat.
What?
We got a super chat. All right.
Yeah.
Shannon. Not in the market for a new car, but a huge fan of the channel and great content. I've learned so much from my mental Rolodex. Keep up the great work. Thank you for that.
Well,
Shannon.
thank you.
Really appreciate that. Now,
Yeah.
is ass a curse word?
Yeah.
Ass is one of the milder American English swear words, but it has been all over the news the past 2 days. That's back in 2010. I think, whoops, can't pull that up on the screen.
Okay.
I think it's a bad word.
No, not if you're talking about your bottom.
No, it means donkey.
Oh God.
It means donkey.
No, not the way I just referred to it. I didn't say my donkey was sitting on an unheated seat.
John, it's not politically correct, man. This is a kid's show.
Where?
Remember when we used to actually curse on the show? We got phone calls from people saying, I watched this with my kids.
Okay, I get it, but I don't think ass is a curse word. It depends how you use it. If I called you an a-hole, that's different. If I'm referring to my bottom, that's not a curse word.
Skylar, we are not wasting time because this is our channel and this is what we do. We're having fun. All right, let us have fun. All right, so anyway, phone line's back open. Yes, kids are buying vehicles because there's a lot of wealth for the youth.
Yeah.
The kids are buying vehicles. 85558. Hey, you're on with YAA. What's your name? Where are you from, and what can we do to help?
Hey, how are you doing? My name is Jeremy, and I'm currently in Hawaii. And I just had an interesting situation a couple weeks ago at a Ford dealership here. That was kind of a terrible experience. I thought maybe you guys could tell me whether I jumped the gun on it or if I was expecting the badness that I saw coming. So anyways, what happened was I went to go look at one of those new Ford Broncos. They were up front about the $6,000 markup for the particular model I was looking at, and I was okay with that at the time. I had to leave that night just because of the wife and kid, so I said I'll be back the next morning. I got in, and they told me that someone was there looking at the vehicle, and that they had already agreed to a price with them, so that we needed to move fast. And that was my first red flag, that they would tell me that someone was already there, that they already agreed to a price with. It ended up being to the point to where, as I was waiting for them to appraise my trade-in, the woman was standing outside that was looking at the vehicle, and they told me, well, get in the vehicle and take it on a test drive, because we already agreed to a price and she's just waiting to test drive it. So get in the vehicle and start driving around, and that'll delay it while we do your trade-in. And then, so it was them pitting us against each other, basically, right?
Sure.
So I ended up telling them just sell her the car, because it seemed like they were going to use her agreed to price as the floor price of as low as they're willing to go with me. And it seemed like they were just trying to see if they could eke out a little bit extra cash through me if I bought it at a higher price. That seems pretty bad to me.
Well, the other thing that maybe why they wanted to sell it to you as opposed to selling it to her, if she didn't have a trade-in and you did, then they could look at your trade-in as another opportunity to make a future profit. So that could have been the other reason that would have had them pushing you a little bit to be able to be the one to buy the car. And it's unfortunate when you have more than one person looking at the same car, and it takes away both customers' leverage or whatever leverage you might have. So
right, okay.
But yeah, it's a tough. I mean, I've been there. I've been in dealerships where we've had two people on the same car, and it's like, as a manager, whoever says yes first is the one who gets it. I mean, that's the only way I've ever been able to figure out how to do it.
Okay, so it may not have been as bad faith as I thought it was.
It might not have been literally, if she wasn't trading something, then working with you presented, and you having a trade, that presented them with a future opportunity for additional profit and to have an additional customer.
Especially with allocations as short as they are. That's a really great point.
And especially with how difficult it is to get used cars at the moment. So it's easy to always paint the dealer as being the bad guy. And in this case, the dealer might not necessarily have been trying to be a bad guy to you, because they just wanted to get their hands on your trade. What they were being was unfair to the woman who had said that she had wanted to buy it, and they were trying to keep her from doing it, so that they could have an opportunity to get your trade.
Quick question for you, Jeremy, if you don't mind.
Sure.
What are things like over on the Big Island? Like, is inflation? Could you just speak to that really quickly? I saw someone in the chat asking about what milk prices were, gas prices. I guess I'm just curious if you could share your perspective, what you're seeing.
So, from my understanding, right now everything seems to be getting a little bit higher in price, but it's also an island where everything has to be, for the most part, transported onto the island. So you're going to deal with higher prices anyways. So I don't really know as to the inflation, but everything is pricey out here in general.
I remember, if I may, being in Hawaii in the 80s. I'd won a trip from Nissan, and we were in Honolulu, and I remember ordering pineapple juice, and it was like $10 for the pineapple juice. And I said, $10 for a pineapple juice? She says, well, everything comes from the mainland. I said, well, the damn pineapples aren't. So the excuse, the excuse is always exactly. But the excuse is always, well, everything comes from the mainland.
I was just curious. Well, Jeremy, thanks for being a part of our community. Thanks for calling in, and keep us posted on your search for a Bronco.
Oh, I ended up getting a Tesla, but thank you.
See you, Jeremy. All right. Did he not just sum up what the future of this market looks like?
Yeah, it's ugly.
No, it's like, all right, whoever can actually produce cars, that's what I'm actually going to do.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling, Pops? Feeling good?
I feel fine. And you?
Yeah, I feel pretty good.
You know, a little hot under the collar, you know.
I've been cutting you off a few times tonight. Sorry about that. All right, let's open the phone lines back up then. Here we go. 855-587-28. We're both, neither of us know how to work our headphones.
I sure don't.
Yeah, you really don't. All right, let's see here. Vito, excuse me. I decided not to buy a vehicle this year due to the chip shortage. Yep, exactly. If you don't need to buy, and we make money when people buy cars because they sign up for our membership.
Yes, exactly.
Trust me, I got investors on my butt telling me, it's all good. Hey, you're on with YAA. What's your name? Where are you from? More importantly, what can we do to help?
What's up, guys? This is Logan Foster. I'm from Indiana. I'm actually a car salesman with Hyundai.
Hey, Logan, thanks for calling in.
How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, actually. I was getting off work. I noticed you guys were live, and I figured I'd try to get on.
Well, you've succeeded, my friend.
I recently came across your channel, and I appreciate all the information you guys are giving. Just as my perspective, like I say in the car biz, we are not seeing things looking up for the future, at least this year, that's for sure.
So what are you hearing on your end? I mean, as much or as little as you can share, but can you speak to like what your current inventory looks like, and then what's the pipeline kind of looks like?
So I'm on a lot right now that has Honda next door and then Hyundai over here where I'm at. Currently we have like 12 new vehicles. I have 3 new Hyundais. And we're selling them off a whiteboard. We can't even get them in.
Oh my God. And what is Hyundai telling you what future allocations look like?
We're hoping that allocations open up a little bit when we have our electrification, because we're hoping to get electrified this summer. But as far as like non-electric stuff and what we currently have for inventory, we're not seeing anything breaking anytime soon. We are getting trucks as fast as we can, and all the shipping dates are like real off. So like we'll have a vehicle that says it's like we have 3 on a truck right now that are supposed to have been delivered on the 22nd, and all of our shipping dates are like plus or minus a couple months.
Wow.
It's so inconsistent.
Oh, go ahead, Pops.
Well, I was just going to say, we recently read where Hyundai and Kia said that they weren't going to be producing any fleet vehicles for their fleet customers, and that they wanted all their production to go to dealers. Has that had any impact yet as to what your future allocations are?
So so like the future allocations have always looked pretty positive. It's just that they're kind of trickling in parts and pieces. So
Gotcha.
We used to get full trucks, like our entire 10 to 12 units on a truck, but now we're getting like 5 to 6 at a time, and we just sell them before the next truck has come through.
Wow. How many salespeople do you have at your store?
I have 6.
Wow. And so it's got to be difficult for all of you to make a living when there's no inventory.
Yeah, for sure. I as of yesterday, I have 3 cars this month that are not even here yet that are sold. I've got deposits on.
Wow.
I've got one question for you, Logan. Thanks. I saw Kimberly and Justice in the chat got really excited when they heard your voice, so I take it you've been chatting with them. But thank you for being here and for calling in. Those memos, we heard about memos being sent out from corporate. Any validity to that? And do they sway anything at your dealership or how your ownership thinks about things?
So I haven't heard anything big news, top down type stuff.
Gotcha.
I do know that all of my bosses that I have like a better kind of relationship with that are giving me the scoop are telling me to be prepared to make other moves just because they don't see things getting better. So if that's the case with them, I'm assuming that Hyundai is not delivering the best of news.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I had a manager tell me last week, he said, car sales is for hustlers. So if you don't have your ability to pivot in your back pocket, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. And then we were just reading the other day, Cox Automotive put out the future of inventory and retail at the dealership. And it's, we had talked a lot about in years past how we thought the footprint of the dealership was going to change, but in like 20, 30 years, the footprint of the dealership is changing right now. It's changing more over the next 5 years than it did in the prior 50 is how I'm thinking.
Probably.
About it.
Yeah. And I think you're totally right. I've been in a certain kind of mindset lately where everything with the inventory, the interest rates all hitting at the same time. You have like you said, the other day, the electric manufacturers going straight to consumer, Ford kind of making their own moves to do that same thing. I'm worried for the the middleman type dealerships like we are, the franchisees. I don't know that they're going to be.
Sounds like we lost Logan there for a second. You there, Logan?
I think we lost him.
I think we lost Logan.
Thank you, Logan.
Yeah, here, Pops. Let's break that down just for a second. And also, there were a couple things that came through in the chat that we need to turn our attention to. This community is not about pitting, fighting, none of that.
No.
And that's I'm so glad that Logan came on. And earlier in the week, we had people on the Ray and Zach channel. It is so good to hear from that because it's just having the information you need to be well equipped to go in. You go on TrueCar right now, and it says Hyundai at MSRP or Hyundai. It's BS. Like, come to us, hear from the Logans of the world.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to do it. All right, let me come over here, Pops. We've got Sandy Hicks.
God bless you. Thank you, Sandy.
Now, as you and I both know, super stickers typically have some sort of dancing emoji type thing going on.
Sort of looks like not like that. Okay.
I'd pay $50 for that.
No, you wouldn't.
Sandy, I hope you're doing well. Hope your family's doing well. Thank you for that. ETTP, $10 Canadian. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, Zach and Ray. I would like to know your opinion on the vehicle I bought 2 days ago. I sent a photo of my contract to your Twitter, Zach. Please help. I wish I knew YAA before I bought a car. Cool. All right. Sounds like after the show, we're going to have to pull up Twitter and type a few messages back before we head home. Absolutely. We'll do that. Thank you for the contribution. And Dad, we had someone in the chat ask about if we would ever do a segment on electric vehicles. And what I want to do is actually let everyone know that Justin on our team, we're launching the YAA electric channel. I think we're slated for the middle of next month.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Justin's our in-house EV expert.
Yes.
I'm going to be interviewing him. He's got great articles. So if you're interested in electric vehicles, the future of electrification, we currently have one subscriber. Okay.
Is that you?
I think it's James.
Okay.
I think James is the one subscriber.
Well,
so come over here.
Why would anybody know?
No one knows it exists. This is the first time I'm ever.
You're pitching it.
So there you go. I just dropped the link in the chat, but go subscribe to the YAA Electric channel. It's going to be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday podcast.
Yes.
Like a news show, almost like what me and my dad do. But Justin's going to go very in depth with all of the different resources that he's written. So, for example, if you want to, know about the Honda Prologue that's coming out soon, or how you need to plan ahead for electric vehicles, or I don't know, bi-directional charging. Justin's on top of it. He's our EV expert, and I hope I can be a decent co-host there.
I'm sure you will.
Fingers crossed, Pops.
Yeah. Yes.
Woo. Yeah, that was this comment right here from Happy Hippo. Dave Rash in the chat, Pops. Thank you, Ray and Zach and Ray, for all your informative streams and content. It is also so cool that this is a father and son project. Very cool of you to do this, Zach. Your father must be proud.
I can't tell you how proud I am, and I had to wait all these years to be able to fulfill a father-son project.
Alexis here. Thank you for being here. I sell Toyota in Maryland. 100% of my RAV4 gas hybrid and Prime 97 total ground freight allocated are pre-sold.
Wow. So Alexis, if somebody wanted to get one, and they wanted to put their name on an incoming one, I'm guessing they're looking 6 to 8 months from now. Just guessing.
I mean, and when we were talking to Marcello just the other day, he was saying it could be up to a year.
Yeah,
could be up to a year.
Yeah.
Also, huge shout out to this community. We're up to 9 subscribers.
Look at that.
So thank you. I'm so excited. Justin is so informed about what's going on.
Here's the way I would say it. Justin is so plugged into electric vehicles. Get it? Plugged in. Yeah, he is. And he researches, he knows more about, I mean, he's a walking resource.
No, he really is.
Or a sitting resource.
I think most of the time he's probably sitting, but we'll see how we end up doing the podcast. All right, 855-587-2886. That's the phone number to call in. We've got the paper, we've got the Sharpie. He's ready. He's ready to take notes.
Well, I just like to write down people's names. I'm not real good at remembering stuff.
You do a pretty good job.
Well, I can remember stuff from 50 years ago, just not from 5 minutes ago.
You're on with YAA. What's your name, where you're from, and most importantly, what can we do to help?
Hi there. My name's Joe, and I'm from California, Southern California area.
Hey, Joe. How can we help you?
Hey, I'm calling in because I'm
probably it's supposed to be about next week when my vehicle should be coming in. I ordered a 2022 F-150 truck, and I had to order it in order to avoid markups. I talked to the dealer for a very similar vehicle actually back in September of 21, and they would only sell the vehicle with the $10,000 markup that I just wasn't willing to pay. So I ended up ordering the vehicle, and I'm going to be going into negotiations for the purchase of this vehicle probably next week. So I just wanted to get any advice you could give.
When you ordered the vehicle, did you stipulate that they wouldn't put any dealer installed accessories on the vehicle once it did come in?
No explicit stipulation there.
Okay. Well, the first thing I would do is I would contact the sales manager before the vehicle arrives and say, listen, do me a favor. Make sure you don't put any dealer installed accessories on the vehicle when you get with the service department for the internal repair order for my vehicle. Just put a PDI only, no dealer installed accessories, because otherwise they will put their normal crap on your vehicle that you may or may not want. So you want to stop that before it happens. Typically, what I would have told you is that you should have negotiated the price of the vehicle at the time that you ordered the vehicle. So you might want to even start the negotiations on the vehicle now, so you know whether or not you're going to want to go through with the purchase if you can't get to an agreed upon price.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate what you guys do, and I just got started up on your guys' website, kind of checking some stuff out. So, yeah, I really appreciate that. And I'll try to see if I can talk to my salesman and get some more info. But when I was talking to the salesman, he had me put some money down, and he agreed that I would pay MSRP. I don't know if that's held in writing with the down payment or not. I'd have to double check with that, but we had somewhat agreed on MSRP price.
What I always would do when I would run dealerships is we would fill out a buyer's order with what the agreed upon price was going to be. If it was going to be MSRP, and there would be a stipulation that the customer would get any incentives that the manufacturer might have available at the time of delivery, and that the price is subject to any manufacturer price increases between the time the vehicle was ordered and the time that it came in. I always wanted that stuff done when the person was giving us a deposit to order the car, so that there wouldn't be any confusion when the vehicle came in. There wouldn't be any, well, the salesman said, or someone said. And then when it comes to the dealer installed accessories, I wouldn't necessarily talk to the salesman about that. I would speak directly to the sales manager in regards to any dealer installed accessories, stating that you don't want any, unless there are some you do want. I don't know. But if you don't want any, you say, hey, I just want you to do the normal pre-delivery inspection and don't install any dealer installed accessories.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, I'll make sure to do that for sure. And then hopefully things work out with the pricing negotiation and stuff.
Yeah, and please keep us posted.
And use the forum. Use the forum.
Yes.
We've got a big conglomerate of YA members in Southern California, so please just use the forum. That's free. And so help us learn about your experience so other people can be informed.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll definitely fill out a post on the post purchase process, how it went. Basically, I'll put that up there.
Terrific.
Yes. Fantastic.
Thank you, Joe. Have a great evening.
You too. Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Miss Kimberly Klein in the chat with a fantastic suggestion.
Yeah.
Deal School.
You should go through Deal School.
Deal School is probably one of the most valuable resources we have, and I still couldn't figure out how to make it to force you to give us your email address, because, we're running a business here.
Yeah.
You just go to Deal School. You don't even have to have an account.
Jeez.
And here's all the videos.
Wow. And some of the highest quality videos we've ever done.
Honestly, it's the most informative stuff we've ever produced.
Yeah.
Because it's organized. All of our other stuff, I'm learning this about myself, that I'm not that organized.
Don't tell your investors. Do you have to say that stuff in a public forum like this where it's saved forever?
Forever. No going back. 855-587-2886, extension 4. I just checked my phone. I got 76 missed phone calls.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
We need to come up with a better system, but we'll do another phone call here and then
I think, yeah. I'm starting to poop out.
All right.
Yeah.
Can't say that word. I'm in trouble. You're on with YAA. What's your name? Where are you from? And what can we do to help?
Danilo, here in the Bay Area, California. Just have a question. So, I was wondering if basic cars, they hold value more than loaded cars, because usually loaded has like more stuff to go wrong, and basic are more, basic.
Well, obviously, typically in the old days, the more expensive a car was, the more it would depreciate. For instance, years ago, navigation systems in cars cost about $2,000. Well, 3 years later, it had a book adjustment of maybe $300 for the navigation system. So the more basic the car, the less the depreciation is. The more technically advanced car, higher price cars, the greater the depreciation is going to be.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your help.
Have a good night, Danilo.
Woo. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a real buddy in a minute.
Buddy.
All right, so Dad,
Yeah.
before we wrap up tonight,
Yeah.
some resources. Deal School.
Deal School.
We talked about the 3 things you need to know going into buying a car this year. One is don't be surprised when they lure you in with MSRP and then you get hit with all sorts of extra stuff. And 2 was know the value of your trade in and leverage that. 3, go through Deal School.
Okay.
We made this post-COVID. Okay, so how things have changed since COVID, how to understand your market, how much can you afford. Go through Deal School, 100% free. We're happy to be able to supply it. Post in the community forum. Please, please, please post in the community forum. It is very active, very engaged. Get your deal reviewed. Be a part of the community.
Yes.
If you come in here and you help others and they help you, that's a win. If you're going to hold on to your vehicle, get a free quote on the extended warranty.
Yes.
We got rid of the fact that you even have to give us your email or phone number, nothing. You can just come here and you can just get a quote. It's very simple. It's very easy. Get a quote and use that for leverage.
What if you were looking for a car?
If you're looking to buy a car,
Yeah.
use our car search.
Oh.
We built the only car search that doesn't have stupid ads, that doesn't have stupid dealer lead gen forms. We now have nationwide search. Next week, we will have in transit. So vehicles will be marked if they're actually in transit to the dealership and not on the dealer's lot.
Wow.
I don't know of another car search website that has that. We've got an incredible project that we're working on that we've code-named
Aardvark.
Okay, which is going to be the experience that you have when you click on this Get Started button. You're about to go through a step-by-step checklist for this vehicle with Pops coaching you, Mario Space coaching you, Kimberly coaching you to buy the car. Free. Just come join us. The membership.
Free.
If you know someone or if you're buying a car, consider becoming a YAA member. Big thing. You're going to get access to our coaches. You're going to get access to the premium components of our community. You're also going to get unlimited vehicle reports back in your YAA account as well, not to mention the Black Book valuation. We have some rebates that we have through our partners as well. There's all sorts of very valuable reasons. I mean, left and right. Actually, I'm going to stop selling because just come to Success Stories.
Yes.
And there's 313 of them. So join our community. Let us help. I think we're building one of the most worthy businesses out there. Refresh on the YAA Electric. It was 90. Have a guess how many subscribers we have now?
12.
I'm going to go with 20.
Okay.
17.
Look at that.
YAA Electric launching next month.
Yeah.
Me and Justin will be your hosts. Everyone is curious and confused when it comes to EVs. Come join us. I'm going to learn a lot.
You'll be plugged in.
You'll be plugged in
when you follow the YAA Electric channel.
Posting that back in the chat one more time. And here you go from Alex. The car search is the best. I love it. It tells you what the out the door price should be. Knowledge is power. 100%. 100%.
Applied knowledge is power.
All right, Pops. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Thanks for doing this.
My pleasure.
What is the electric link again? I just tossed that in the chat. Got a lot of spam tonight.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
Best cams. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Karen saying Deal School is helpful. Man, I love it. All right, Dad. Thank you as always.
Hey, and for everybody out there, thank you for spending a part of your Saturday evening with us. It means the world to us. We can't thank you enough for that. And for those of you who just can't get enough of us, We're on the air Monday through Friday at noon with news that you can use from YAA on the Ray and Zach channel every weekday, noon to noon 30, or some would say 12:30.
Hey, someone loves you. We care about you. If you're part of our community, we care about you.
Yes, we do.
All right, everyone. Have a good night.
Yep. Have a good night, everyone.